Good morning, my YouTube people, my family and friends. Hi. Well, we're going to continue this. We have a few people that seem to be interested in learning how to garden, can, and prepare. So I thought I'd start off this morning with my cup of hot tea. I don't drink coffee. Ew. Funny story. My daughter, when I was pregnant with her, couldn't drink coffee anymore. So I'll start off the day with hot tea. Anyway, thought I would show you where the garden comes from and we'll get started from there. Today we're going to plant in my new raised beds. The raised beds were furnished by Nathaniel Palmer. I will put his link in the bottom after we get through talking about him. And he is a fellow person around here. He's from LaPorte. And the beds are very nice. You'll see them in just a little bit. I'm going to put on some clips on how we filled them with the compound. And the compound comes from a local company also. Anyway, let's get started. So this is my back room where I plant all my seedlings, and as you can tell, I have quite a few that are ready to go out in the garden. These are mind the cups. Like I said, I do a lot of cup therapy, but these are the banana peppers, the bell peppers. That is a hot pepper, the little mini peppers. My herbs. Which the herbs are kind of the 99% that I buy because they don't usually do that well, except for basil. Basil does great. We have okra. We have celery. We have cucumbers. And over here, some more tomatoes. Jalapenos. More peppers. Cauliflower and broccoli. We have a lot of those. But this is where I do most of my seedlings. I have the light therapy, as a lot of people do, and I do like it. But let's go outside now, and I'm going to show you my old garden. So this is the only bed that I have in the front yard. It's carrots. Never had carrots come up before. And I know everybody's heard of Roots and Refuge before. Well, they're the ones who gave me the way to do carrots. And we'll be harvesting these before long. They're almost ready, but not quite. But this is the only bed I have in the front. This is my backyard. These are some more plants that we're going to be putting out today. This is my squash, zucchini, lavender, a few tomatoes. These are going to be going in our raised beds today. This is my garden. My little baby garden that is already developed. It survived the freeze. I was really surprised. But this is the one I come out here every morning. It's a ritual to check it out and see what's going on. We have potatoes. We have potatoes, onions, lettuce. And this is lettuce that survived the freeze, believe it or not. Some more lettuce, cabbages. Here's my spinach is coming up really good. More potatoes, cilantro, chives. This is Jesse and Sawyer's flower bed. Bless their hearts. Those are my grandbabies. Some more potatoes. And then, of course, we have to have dill and garlic because we're going to do pickles this year. Like I said, we're going to be canning, so we need all that. And my strawberries. And this is my little bitty garden that's already developed. And we're going to be adding on to it. This is my acre. I have a whole acre back here. Those are my new raised beds that we're going to be getting to in a moment. But this is what we're going to develop. Here's my raised beds. And they have a compound in them. I'm back again, and now since the seedlings are ready to be put in the ground, I have my beds, compliments of Nathaniel of LaPorte, Texas, and then Coastal Landscaping of Mont, Belvieu, Texas, gave me the compound. The compound I went there and got, they will mix it for you. I got 3 parts garden mix, 2 parts mushroom mix, and 1 part sand. They mixed it together, they brought it out. My son and a neighbor who was gracious enough to come down and help me get it all in the beds. So now we're ready to plant. So now we're going to be using bone meal, we're going to be using the blood meal, and for the tomatoes, we're going to be using eggshells. Eggshells, I had a lady on YouTube also that showed us how to do the eggshells. It's a form of potassium that helps the plants, especially tomatoes, grow very well. Some people like to put a whole egg. I'm just going to put eggshells this time. The bone meal is a form of nitrogen that's good for the plants. The blood meal is another good fertilizer. You don't want to put too much bone because the bone will burn your plant up. So you have to be very careful when you do it. We're going to sprinkle it on top of the dirt or the compound mixture. And we're going to kind of use a rake, which I do have one, and we're going to rake it a little bit. The first thing that we're going to plant, I have several things we're going to plant, but we're just going to do the tomatoes first and get those in the ground because they take more steps. So, come on over here. Here's the tomatoes. They're very good. I raised them from seeds. We're going to move them to the middle because we're going to put the tomatoes right here together so I can cage them. Later on, we're going to cage them. We're not going to do it right now. We're just going to get them in the ground. So we're going to take our bone and our blood meal. Sorry, let me see if I can get it open. Okay. Yay, we got it. And we're just going to sprinkle a little bit on top of where we're going to put the plants. We don't want to put too much, just enough. Now we're going to put the bone. Some people, they do have YouTubes out there where you can make your own bone meal. I'd rather buy it in a bag. It's easier to work with. The eggshells we're not going to do yet because we're going to put those in the ground. So we're going to kind of rake it back and forth a little bit. You can use your hands, it's just easier since it's so big. I'm going to use a rake. Just to kind of work it in a little bit. And I found some more grass. We didn't get it all out. You want to make sure that you get all your grass out. You don't want grass coming up through your plants. Alright. Not enough lots in the middle. Okay, now that I'm through with the rake, I've already done the bone meal. I broke it up a little bit. I had a little bit of grass, so we had to stop for me to get the grass out. You don't want grass in because you don't want grass crawling up and you'd be constantly pulling. So just make sure that all the grass is out of there. Now, this is a handy little tool that I got. It's great. It'll make the hole so I can put the tomatoes down in it. And here's a little rake that I got. This one I got from Baker Creek. So, our next step is going to be, we're going to take the tomatoes, I'm going to lay them out where I want them, in here. And then after I lay them out, then we're going to dig a hole, put the eggshells in it, and then cover it
On tomatoes, they have a little fluff on them, so you just pull off the bottom leaves usually. Since this is so far to the top, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna put like a palm of eggshells in here. Plant the plant pretty deep. The deeper that you can get it, you want just the top out because you want the stem to get really thick. So we're gonna plant all these tomatoes. Again, we're gonna do a palm full of eggshells down in here. Put the tomato. We're gonna surround it really good. And just kind of pat it down a little bit. And you just keep going until all these are done. Okay, now as you can see, we have all the tomatoes in the ground. We're going to go ahead and get the squash done, then we're going to water. So the squash, we're just going to use the bone and the blood meal bone. Like I said, the eggshells are only for tomatoes. So we're going to work this into the ground a little bit. Get them in the ground. Later on, we're going to build a trellis right here for them to go up on so they can grow up. We're going to put the zucchini over here on the end, and we're going to have, this is yellow cricket squash, that way they can grow up together. So we're just going to put these in. And I plant them kind of deep since they're really big. Make them hole a little bit bigger. This tool is awesome. I would recommend it for everybody to get. We're going to put the dirt up around it. Compound. I'm sorry, I keep saying dirt. I know. And then we're going to squash it a little bit down. We're going to put another one over here. We'll do another cup. Now look at all the roots, guys. This is from a seed. Believe it or not, there's lots of roots. This leaf we can go ahead and pull off because it is bad. It won't hurt anything to pull that off. But look at all the blooms. This is going to make us a lot of yellow squash. And yellow squash is very easy to preserve. You can put it in the freezer. I'll show you how to blanch it later. We have one more from seed. In a cup. These we started out as a little bitty seed. And look, the roots were coming out the bottom of the cup. And I have already transplanted these. So next year I'm going to show y'all how to transplant. Because they outgrew their place and we had to transplant. Now these I bought from a store. I know that's sad. But I needed a few more. I wanted to make sure I had enough this year. So what we're going to do on these, we're going to pull them apart. It's very gingerly. You cannot hurt them as long as you do it very easily. So how many do we have? We have 1, 2, we have 4 here. So we're going to put 4 holes. We're not going to put these as deep as we did the other ones because those were a lot bigger. Alright. So we're going to pull these apart. Now you want to keep some of the dirt with it while you're doing it, because they're used to that. And you want to keep a little bit of dirt with them, that way they don't go as much shock. We're going to pull this one apart, put in another hole, and we have 2 more. Alright guys. Okay, so the very last step is to water, and you want like the shower water. Be careful, you don't want that. Don't want that. You kind of want this, because you don't want to hurt your plant. You just want to mist them really, really good, especially if it's not going to rain. So we're going to water them really good into the ground. And another thing, whenever you're planting, you need to plant late in the afternoon or early in the morning. I would say late in the afternoon rather than in the morning, due to the fact that the sun is too hot. You don't want to water in the morning. Some people do, some people don't. I like to water in the afternoon.
Turn the water down. Turn it down.
There's a creek in the hose. It stops. Hello, Eve. You thirsty? Alright, so these are watered really, really well. In the morning, I'm going to come in here and check them. They should look really, really good. And that's all you do. I am going to go ahead and finish up the rest of the garden. I'm going to do the zucchini, the okra, and then after I'm through, I'll show you a screenshot of everything when I'm finished. Okay, hey guys, I'm through. So now we're going to walk around the garden. I'm going to show you all these little green things. These are celery. These are peppers. We have our cucumbers, eggplants, tomatoes, squash, yellow squash, zucchini, okra, broccoli, cauliflower, and peppers. Everything is planted now.
It's super good.
Hi, my YouTube friends. It is Wednesday and it is raining here. So this is a perfect time for us to run outside and sow in the ground our corn and our beans. We're going to do black-eyed peas, we're going to do green beans, and we're going to do corn. Now, these are the tools that we're taking: a shovel and a little rake. And excuse the mess, but I'm trying to get outside before it starts raining really, really hard. Hold on. Go. I have an umbrella. Hang on. And here we go. We're going to put these in the ground really fast. Since it's raining, rain is really good for the garden. And it helps it germinate a lot faster. So that's why we're coming out here to do this really fast, to get back inside. I know it's crazy, but it's going to be okay. We can do this. So in this bed, we are going to put purple hulls, corn, and green beans. I'm going to set this up. Give me just a second to set up my camera. Okay, hi guys. We're going to be putting the purple hulls in down here at the end. These are my seeds. I'll show you the packet in a little bit that I give out. All we're going to do is make a little tunnel with this hook. We're going to plant them in. We're going to cover them up. Sowing in the ground is very easy.
I've already fertilized this the other day whenever I was working in it. So we're just gonna dig a little trench. Very simple to put them in the ground. And we're gonna do like 2 rows of them. Because you have to remember, purple hulls are going to climb. So we don't want to put them too deep in the ground. Probably about an inch at the most. Not even probably an inch. Let's put that on there so it won't fly away. But we're going to separate them a little bit down here. I'm going to do this real fast before the rain starts raining again on me. Purple hulls are really hard to find, by the way. If you're looking for some, they're extremely hard to find. Sorry, I know I'm going through this really fast, but I'm trying to beat the rain. All the other plants that I put out, I'm gonna wait till Friday, because this is gonna be a weekly thing, video. And Friday I will show y'all what the garden looks like now. So now we're just gonna cover them up. Purple hulls are ready to go. Alright, so now we're going to do the corn. Corn is a little bit different. Let's turn it. Corn you need to plant kind of bunched up. Sorry, hang on. Okay, there we are. Corn, you want to bunch it up. You want to put it in several little rows, but you want to put them in little rows together, because corn does better if it germinates together. So we're just going to put it in a small row together. Just a couple of them. Just a minute, I'll show you my rows. Give me just a second. Like I said, I'm trying to beat the rain. So excuse me if I'm going too fast. I do not mean to. But I don't want to get too rained on. I do have my camera protected. That's the good thing. Or my phone. Alright, let me show you what I did. These are my rows that I put in. Here's one here, one here, one here, and one here. Now all we're going to do, we're just going to drop the corn. There's a couple more. Let's go a little bit farther out. Oops. Hang on just a second. I know I'm not good at videoing, but it's okay. So now we're just going to lightly cover it just a little bit. You don't have to cover it a whole lot. And this is really wet right now, so it should germinate really fast. All right, all the corn is done. Now the only one that we have left is the peas. The green beans, actually. Hang on just a second. Get you all situated so you can see what I'm doing. Okay guys, I know you can't see me. It's okay. This is going to be the last thing that we're going to put in before the rain really starts hitting. And these are going to be green beans. Green beans are the same as purple hull peas. You don't have to plant them real deep. If you want to dig a trench, you can, or you can just push them in with your thumb. probably be the easiest way to do it right now. That way I don't have to recover them up. Just put them in like just a thumb length. And again, I have to apologize that I'm doing this so fast. But like I said, I'm trying to beat the rain. So everything doesn't get wet. And while it's raining, I'm taking advantage of it to put stuff out. These are climbers, so later on we'll be building a trellis to put them in, which would work really good. Two more. All right, that's it. That's all we're gonna do today. Hi everybody, it is Friday. Yay, we made it through the week. And I was gonna do this really fast. It is still raining. It's been raining ever since I put the seeds out. This is my small garden. Not do this too fast. It's slow down for just a minute. Look at my lettuce. Doesn't it look really good? The cabbage. And I wanted to show y'all. That's that spinach that we looked at the other day. Look how much it's grown. The cabbage has grown. The lettuce, I'm gonna be cutting the lettuce tomorrow. But my big thing is my beds. Remember we planted these this week? All right, well let's go take a look at it. So, my basil, I did cut the basil back a little bit because it was too big. But here's our peppers. They seem to be doing really good with all this rain. And as you can tell, I'm gonna get down here a little bit close. These are all the celeries. They are hanging in there. Compliments of my son's dog. She has trampled a couple of them. You're not going to see any peas or corn yet. It takes a few days, at least 10 to 14 days to germinate. So here's the other bed. As you can remember, these are all of the cucumbers that we planted. Get out of the bed. Out, out, out. Yes, we will be putting a fence up this week. Actually, this weekend. Cucumbers. Here's the eggplant. Here's one of my tomatoes. These are those jelly bean tomatoes. They make little jelly bean tomatoes. Here's one of E's places. She broke this one in half, but we did plant it down because if you plant it, it actually will come back up. Because like I said, tomatoes have little feelers all over them if you fill them. And if you put it in the ground, it will come back up. Here's all of our big tomatoes. There's E, the bad dog. See, they're all looking really good. They're taking ground really good. Here's our squash. Our yellow squash. Some of the leaves look a little bit yellow, but we're going to hang in there. We'll see what it does next week. Here's our zucchini. Looks real good. That's our bell peppers. Our broccoli and our cauliflower, which I'm thinking about adding one more row of cauliflower because I didn't realize I didn't put very many cauliflowers out here. But broccoli tends to go straight up and grows out, but cauliflower takes up a lot more room, so we need to at least make sure we have enough room. Here's our peppers. These other peppers look a whole lot better. These are actually banana peppers. Those are too. They're not looking too good, but I'm hoping that they'll come out. The last thing that we have left is the okra. Gosh, girls and boys, look at this. I want to get down here and show you. Look how much it's grown since I put it out. Okra likes a lot of water. Alright, so I'm going to get back in the house real fast. I have one more video I want to make on journals, and then we'll wrap it up.
Hi everyone, so we're back in. It's raining outside. Of course, it's been raining since I put the garden in, which is good. I'm glad. We need the rain. The rain helps a lot. The only thing is we need a little sun to put a little bit of photosynthesis in that with the water. But it's okay. Everything's going to be great. As you can tell, as of when we planted the garden Monday to today, the okra has doubled its size. It's doing lovely. So is the tomatoes. The tomatoes have taken ground. As you can tell, they're standing up straight and tall. That's what we want. We want them to be very good. The only problem that we have, as you could tell, was E, my son's dog. And that will be resolved this weekend. I did buy a fence. It's only 3 foot, but we are going to put it up this weekend. E is a miniature Australian Shepherd, so she should not be able to jump over that, I hope. Because she doesn't understand. She's just a puppy, and she doesn't understand that she's doing anything wrong. To her, she's just jumping up and jumping down, jumping up and jumping down, and she likes being wherever we are. So you can't really get on to her. The only thing you can do is isolate it so she can't get in it. It's like having another child around. But anyway, the very last thing that I want to come out with, there's 2 things I want to talk about. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Jackson Peterson. Hi. Yes, he is my #1 fan. He was the first one to subscribe. He was the first one to like. And he is patiently waiting for my second video. And it's here. It's ready for you. But for you being my #1 fan, I sent you a special package. And I'm sure your mom will make sure that you get it. And I look forward to talking to you after this video is over. But the second thing that I want to talk about was my journal. I keep a journal on my garden. Journals are great to have. They help you from year to year. I have a drawing of my garden in here, which I'll take a picture and I'll show you what it looks like. And you put lots of information. Take a page and put like potatoes. Put when you planted all, what the weather was like when you planted it, to what, if there were any issues, you put the issues on there. You put if it grows good, if it doesn't grow good, what you think you can do better next time, and also when you harvest. That way you'll know next year if you planted too early, if you didn't plant early enough, if you planted just right. I mean, it may be something that is just great and it just grows lovely like okra. Okra grows really well. And I can put down, I planted it Monday. The weather was sunny. It's been raining ever since. It's already doubled its size. I mean, just put updates every once in a while. It's something really good to have because it helps you whenever you're trying to start a garden to always write down. Journals are something that you should always have. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I know y'all are probably ready to go to dinner or whatever, and I'm going to let you go. But I just wanted to say, see you next time, and God bless.